Alright, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. There's GMS precepts and there's our cut here. And this is an article I have here from Daily Mail, a UK website. And here it says NASA holds historic UFO hearing. Right? Agency unveils first findings from study into unidentified craft in our skies and oceans as Pentagon chief finally admits metallic orbs have been seen all over the world, right? So this is something that they're finally revealing. This is something that if you mentioned or spoke about anything UFO, you would be considered a conspiracy theorist, a tinfoil hat wearing crazy person. But now this is common news now, right? Now it could go into their whole plan. We do know the plan of Project Blue Beam, where they try to normalize it and then do some uh, fake attack here or whatever. But this is also UFOs, or what they call now. They call them what, UAPs, right? UAPs are in the scriptures, right? They are referred to as many things, doves, clouds. Yeah, you know what? I think we had spoken about this. We had mentioned this briefly at the camp we had this past Saturday. But scriptures, the UFOs are all over the scriptures, right? And they're not only in the Bible. They're they're in history. Okay. Um, I believe Columbus, he witnessed UFOs as well. If you go to certain relics of antiquity, you'll see that they're on certain walls and whatever calligraphy of that you might find. UFOs are nothing new. Okay, is the point I'm trying to um, convey here, right? But now the Pentagon wants to hold a briefing, right, about these orbs, and UFOs that have been identified in the skies and oceans, right? And the scriptures speak about it, right? They speak about the UFOs being a curse onto Esau, right? Because that's if you go to Acts, matter of fact, I might as well get it. If you go to Acts, the first chapter, it speaks about how the Lord is going to return. You see? Let me get Acts. As Satan wants to play around my computer. There we go. I'm going to get Acts chapter 1. And I'm going to scroll down to the 9th verse. Right? This is Acts 1 and 9. It says, right? It says the ascension, right? It says, when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And this is the account when Yahawashi was speaking with the 12, the disciples, right? He rose he rose on the third day, and then he dwelt with them. I believe it was around 40 days. So it says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received them out of their sight, right? Verse 10, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. These are speaking about angels, right? It says, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahawashi, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven, right? So the same way he left is the same way he's going to return. He left by way of a cloud, aka a chariot or UFO. He left by way of UFO. He's going to return by way of UFO. Okay, now going back to this article. Going back to this article. Hold on. There we go. Going back to this article now. Now you see that NASA, they want to hold a briefing, right? And this is something spoken about starting with Reagan when he made that famous speech about the Star Wars program, how all nations are going to have to gather together and fight a common enemy, right? Um, which is Yahawashi and the angels, right? Now, a lot of people don't know that every president since Reagan made the same speech. Okay, they spoke about coming together, the nations coming together for a common goal to and fight a common enemy, right? So, FAA officials asked NASA to help reduce stigma for scientists studying it. Let me read a paragraph or two, and I'll go to the next article I have as well, and we'll close it out. It says unidentified metallic orb UFOs have been spotted all over the world. The Pentagon chief admitted during NASA's first ever public hearing into the phenomenon. Physicist Dr. Sean Kilpatrick, director of Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, said, "We see these metallic orbs all over the world, and we see these things very interesting. We see these making very interesting apparent maneuvers," right? Right, because that's what they do. It tells you that in Zephaniah. I believe I have that too. Zephaniah, the 5th chapter. It tells you about how they move. Dr. Kilpatrick presented AARO's latest findings to NASA's independent team of scientists and other experts who have been tasked with studying the UFO phenomenon, which has been interestingly stigmatized following several high-profile congressional hearings on military sightings. Right now, I'm gonna go to one military sighting. This article's right here. I gotta pull up though. Look at this, right? Yeah, right. There was a sighting a few days ago. Well, it wasn't a few days ago. It was just reported a few days ago. This article was from the 23rd of May, 2023, updated as of today, yeah, May 31st. But it says here, look, exclusive, black half football field sized triangular UFO is seen hovering over Cali, right? Let me read that again. Black half football sized triangular UFO is seen hovering over California military base for 10 minutes before vanishing in dramatic footage taken by the Marines in 2021. So this UFO was huge. Mind you, this is just one of many UFO sightings that the Pentagon said, you know what, shit, we got to talk about this. Right? A black triangular shaped UFO with 5 red lights was seen hovering in the night sky at Camp Wilson in Cali, 2021. At least 50 Marines saw the phenomenon and recorded the craft hanging in the sky for 10 minutes before vanishing without a trace. A giant black triangular shaped UFO hovering over California base was caught on 6 videos and witnessed by 50 U.S. Marines in 2021. And it hovered over for 10 minutes. Ooh, we got pictures. A black triangular shaped UFO with 5 red lights was seen hovering in the night sky at Camp Wilson in Cali in 2021. Look at that. That's pretty big. If you could look at the scale here. I don't know how all this technology. Look how distorted it looks. Right? But it says at 8:29, one video recorded troops shooting a flare into the sky in an attempt to illuminate the object, which had 5 red lights. However, before they could fully illuminate the black triangle, it vanished without a trace. Ooh, this is another shot right here. One picture shot by an officer at Camp Wilson in 29 Palms. Able to only shows the parent triangle on the edges. Look at that. I'm not gonna play the video. I'll just keep this. I'll put the link in the description. Your brothers could check it out. But yeah. So these scenes, these sightings are gonna get more and more common, right? Why? Because they are a literal curse onto Esau, right? Because Esau is that cursed nation, according to the Most High, right? This is Zephaniah, the 5th chapter, 5 and 3. It said, Then said he unto me, This is the curse. Let me read. Let me start from 1. Zechariah 5 and 1. It says, Then I turned, lifted up my eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. That flying roll is speaking about that chariot, right? That UAP, right? Or was commonly known as UFO. And he said unto me, verse 2, he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. Right? This is the curse placed upon Esau. Right? I got another one. This is Isaiah 34 and 5. Right? It says, For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea, we know, is a Greek word, a Greek way of saying Edom, right? It says, It shall come down upon Idumea. What's the sword? The sword is those missiles, okay? Death, bloodshed, right? It shall come down upon Idumea. Upon who? Upon the people of my curse, right? So Esau, aka Idumea, is a people of the Most High's curse. And what's the purpose? To judgment. It's to get judged. Esau, Edom hasn't been judged yet for the wickedness, atrocities that's been committed mainly against the children of Israel. They haven't been judged yet, but their judgment is coming. We're living in a time of Esau's judgment, man. I got one more. This is Malachi, the 1st chapter. I'm gonna jump down to the 4th verse. Malachi 1 and 4. It says, Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation for forever. Right? So there's not going to be one day that the Lord, Yahawah, Yahawashi, will not have indignation or anger towards the people of his curse, Idumea, or Edom. Right? So we're living, this is the curse, man. So when you look up in the skies, Esau, just look at your future rulers. Just look at your judgment. Is just look at that as your judgment, right? Because your judgment is coming soon, man. What's that? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work. Anyway, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Till the next show, shalawam.